And we are back in the BESL League of Legends. Now, the following match is going to be Public Enemy versus Imantas 5. Now, for Public Enemy, let's just go over the players. For Public Enemy, we can see that we get Smakler, Ekes, Rimtolis, Frexy, and Afting.
And for Imantas 5, we have Goduch in the top lane, Homus in the jungle, face and mid, Fabi in as ADC, and Rutsko as the support.
And this is going to be a pretty hype matchup. I would say that this most likely will be the only matchup this week I will not give my predictions for, but well, I will root for the homeboys from Latvia, Imantas 5. I really hope this is going to be a great show. Both teams are pretty strong individually and probably as a team as well. We know that Public Enemy has been together for a long time, and yeah, they got the synergy working.
Yeah, they have been friends even before they started playing League of Legends. So they know each other inside and out. They know every single play that's going to happen. I feel like they don't have to even talk into the game, and they know what each player will do at what point.
Yeah, and that's a pretty big thing if you've played for a long time, and even if you know the people before even playing with them for 5 years or even more, then it's a big advantage.
Yeah. Now the players are ready, so they will start the champ select soon. Now, which matchup do you think? Which lane do you think is going to be like the main deal?
I'm pretty hyped to see Facen, which is going to be Natasen in game, and of course on the top side it's going to be a pretty big battle, and I think the bot lanes are going to be the farm lanes in this one, and not much action happening there, but well, the top side of things is going to be where the game is decided.
Yeah, I know that both of the junglers, Ekes and Bronze Smurf, or otherwise known as Homus Master, both of them really do enjoy the Nidalee, the Kazakhs of the jungle. I know that Ekes really plays a lot of Nidalee and also Kazakhs, and if I'm not mistaken, that Homus does also. And now we're in the champion select.
And yeah, Imantas 5 is going to start on the blue side. The next game is going to be swap, and Camille Ban is consistent throughout all the games. We saw one game yesterday with Camille open, and yeah, that game didn't go pretty. Now, the answer ban here is Zag. They don't want any shenanigans. They probably will opt into playing less mobile champions. And yeah, Corki ban. What do you think about the Corki ban?
Now, I guess the Latvians now, all the Latvians are afraid from the Lithuanian Corkis. We've seen the last game what Domas could do with the Corkis. So I know that Rimtulis, he plays a lot of roaming champions like the Corki. He does play a lot of Talia and TF and Galio. He really does, usually he wants to be the one that helps his teammates win their lanes and pressure the whole map and not focus on winning the solo lane.
Well, a Rise ban. Rise hasn't been the priority in a while. Now, maybe they've scouted something. Maybe they've seen that Facen plays a lot of Rise lately, or well, maybe they will choose to pick something that is really bad into Rise. That's going to be the question here, and yeah, the last ban is Cyan. They don't want to face that. Maybe they just want the top lane to be like skill matchups. Everyone wants to show up their skills on the first showing on BSL, so it's going to be cool.
Well, I know that Hyamfito or Goduch, I know that his Ornn is pretty clean. I've seen it firsthand, and it's he really knows the champion inside and out. I know that he is an Olaf. He really does play Olaf a lot. That's like his a signature pick. So we might see that come out.
And the first pick Tarek for Rutsko, and that signifies us that Imantas 5 might go for the teamfight comps as Tarek is pretty strong. And in the previous match, Tarek was banned in both games.
Yeah, now finally we will see what the BSL League players are capable of with the Tarek pick. And Tristana picked for Kenty, or Public Enemy, I should say. And one of the strongest ADCs right now. What do you think should Imantas 5 pick to counter that?
I think they will not pick to counter the Tristana, but with Tarek, you can always pick Varus, you can always pick Kog'Maw, maybe even Sivir. Sivir is really good if they really want to go for those team fights. And the bot lane is locked in for Public Enemy. It's going to be Tristana and Braum. Pretty solid bot lane with a lot of kill pressure in the early levels, and they both scale really good into late game.
Now we show now the Akali hover. Most likely that is a placeholder going to be picked up, and the second is going, and now.
And we have forgotten about this. Gnar is open and Akali is Gnar. In this case, now we see the exclusive Nunu in the mid lane, but no, that's going to be the Varus. That's going to be Varus, and solid bot lanes from both sides now. They got the top laner, and since the Sion and Ornn is banned, it's going to be a rough matchup for whatever they pick on top.
Yeah, now Faison just teasing the disco Nunu, but is not going to go for it in this game. Now we Kenty, or Public Enemy, finishing off their first round with Sejuani, a pretty solid jungler, can give a lot of pressure for in the early game, can gank easily, and in the mid game she can easily cash out with her ult, dash ult. It's really hard to counter her.
Yeah, and once Sejuani is locked in, and they will now focus the jungle. Now. For Imantas 5, they can see that the lanes which are not picked yet is mid lane and top lane, both solo lanes. They will get a counter pick on one of them. So we'll see which one they opt to. Maybe they'll just pick the top lane now and save the mid lane for the last. As I feel like in Imantas 5, Faison is the strongest player. Definitely an explosive player. Plays a lot of assassins, a lot of roamers, so it's going to be an interesting mid lane matchup. And Jarvan banned as well.
Now we know that Homeless Master was actually a Shaco challenger in the EUNet server. He was one of the in the top 100, I think, and he played a lot of Shaco. So we might see something like that in this game to throw off a Public Enemy, but we don't know about that yet.
Well, in the first game you can always experiment, and especially in the early season you can cheese some wins with a Shaco or something, and well, maybe it's going to be a Gangplank into Gnar, and that's actually a pretty even matchup, since Gnar has to work really hard to poke out the Gangplank in the lane. And it is Gangplank locked in.
Now, to finish off the Imantas 5, to finish off their picks, it seems like it's going to be the Evelynn in the jungle. That's one of the picks that has slowly gained popularity in the EUNet and NA LCS. What do you think about Evelynn?
Evelynn is really strong, but she does have to work a lot. And the Yasuo cover. We know that Faison is actually a mid lane, or at least was a mid lane Yasuo main, and it's an Echo. It's going to be Echo in the mid lane, really strong, really explosive, a lot of playmaking. And now what will Rimtolis pick against Echo, since Talia and Orianna are both banned? So yeah, what do you think? Is that going to be a Galio? Galio would be perfect for their comp.
Maybe it will be a TF. I know that Rimtolis likes his TF, and yeah, he does pick up the TF. But we saw yesterday how Sporjais played his Echo and was carrying was carrying Team Confirm Gaming to victory, the one game. So maybe we will see the same plays as yesterday from the Echo today.
And yeah, this is all I expected. Both teams picking to their strong sides, and I'm really hyped to see where this game leads.
Yeah. Now, as the players will start to get ready for the game, we will take a small break.
And we are in the game between Imantas 5 and Public Enemy. First game of two between them this evening. Now let's see what these two teams have to bring to the table. And well, it seems like that the game starts now.
And now, nothing too special. The TF actually gets the minion the thing that is really hard to pronounce, and what else can we see? Nothing too unordinary from the start.
Yeah, they're going to just play safe and sound, not going for big invades or anything, and well, let's see, yeah. Both teams just covering the river do not want to give advantage to the opponents in level 1. And yeah, this is going to be an exciting matchup on the mid lane. Echo versus TF. It could go both ways. Both are looking to do pretty much the same thing in this game. Same goes for top. Although Gangplank just needs to survive, but with Kleptomancy, with all the sustain, even now on the new patch, if he opted for the bone plating, he's even more tanky. He could just trade with the Gnar.
Yeah, we can see some difference from the first two games is that actually Public Enemy's jungler starts topside now, so the Public Enemy bot lane do have the advantage in the push, but they actually do not show too early, so because they don't want the enemy to know where Sejuani actually started.
Yeah, and well, let's see where the junglers decide to go first. Evelyn will pick up the blue buff and then maybe look for a sneaky gank on the Gangplank, but it's going to be a pretty hard since all the CC can be negated by the Gangplank's orange. And on the mid lane, it's going to be a pretty rough job before the level 6 to gank the TF.
Yeah.
And already action on the bottom side. Ooh, Rootsko taken to 40%, and well, that was the level 2 power spike.
Yeah, basically every time you are in the ball line, you just want to rush the level 2 and try to roam that way. But we can see that Evelyn is actually going top and looking for a gank. Now she is preparing her char, and Gangplank hasn't picked up his orange yet.
And the first blood for Gnar. First blood for Gnar. Big blunder from GP. He did have the orange, or so I think. But he used it a little bit too early. Now, the Sejuani is on the bottom side now. I don't think they'll look for a dive, but the sure can. And Faison in mid lane, solo killing the TF, and TF didn't even use any summoners.
Yeah, TF just accepted his fate, knew that he messed up and that he has to pay with his price, and most likely if he would have used his summoners, he wouldn't be, still would die.
And now Sejuani coming from the behind TF teleported in the lane now. It seems like the Teko is going to get caught out. He flashes away, gets the stun on the Sejuani, and a lot of damage. 3 turret hits now. Teleport for Gnar on the mid lane. They are going to pick up the...
And Sejuani failed the flash over the wall. It would most likely at least you make Gnar use more summoners, but she messed up with the flash, and now must be devastating for her.
And already 3 kills in 4 minutes. 2 kills on the Gnar. He will should have a field day versus this Gangplank once he goes back, but until then, well, he's all set. He has a lot of gold. He has maybe not experience advantage, they should be even, but yeah, big advantage for the Gnar. And
yeah.
Evelyn looking for another gank, but well, she just goes into enemy jungle, going for ward. Now she sees the wolves aren't there, so probably Gnar is informed that Sejuani can't be on the bottom side.
Yeah, Evelyn just now picking up the Gromp to steal something away, so her time wouldn't be wasted too much, getting some gold for herself. And now Echo just keeping the pressure in mid lane, just pushing in TF to the turret so that TF wouldn't have the chance to roam.
And TF getting low, getting the combo from Echo, and well, 2 more autos and he would have been dead. Now, will he connect the stun? TF does have flash, but he will need to back. He will need to back, and Faison already showing his dominance in the mid lane.
Yeah, just bullying out Rimtolis all the time. Now, we saw that Yasuo, basically in the game between Team Quantum Gaming and NACL. Team Quantum Gaming. What did Team Quantum Gaming play against? Riga in Unit 4. Yeah. In that game, we saw that Sporjais did a lot with the Echo pick, but he had the jungler help him, and this time Faison is doing it all alone, and the jungler can pressure other lanes. So right now, Imantas 5 are looking really great.
And maybe Sejuani will find the Evelyn here, but well, just goes in for a vision on Raptors. And that's what you should do versus the Evelyn after the 6 when she gets the invisibility. The best way to track her is just ward her camps, and they didn't know that Sejuani was there, but she failed the plant and just jumped in the ward. So a lot of time wasted. And Gnar on the top side, solo killing the Gangplank. So 3-0 Gnar already, and well, Gangplank is in a world of troubles now.
Yeah, Gnar just with the lead that he got from his TP play and the plays on the top side, he's just so ahead the Gangplank, and Gangplank will have a tough time coming back into this game. Gnar will just want to keep bullying him and just not allow him to get the leads, but we know that Gangplank does have the passive gold gain with his parley, so slowly, if he can just play safe and get the creeps, he can come back, but it will take a lot of patience.
And well, I kind of disagree with the starting items for Gangplank, since lately most of the Gangplanks in all the leagues have been starting not with the corruption potion, but with the relic shield. That brings more sustain, more poke, and more gold, and that is all that Gangplank wants.
Now everyone going in for that 1v1 fight, but
and everyone getting low. Sejuani gets stunned by the Echo, and they will get the Sejuani Echo all just finishes him off.
A beautiful play from Face and Homeless. Now it does seem that Twisted Fate is not finished. He does trade in the jungler kills with his TP, GP helping out with the ult, and we see that in the bot lane there might be some action, and no, TF just uses his TP to TP back mid lane.
And a lot of globals used for TF, but he did get some gold now. Gangplank doesn't have ultimate, so no lane pressure for him. Gnar will go in and ward the red buff, so they will know where they are playing really well, trying to track down the enemy jungle. And well, Sejuani just taking the Wolves, not finding the right openings this game.
Yeah, having a bit of trouble making the plays that they need, falling for now, just falling behind. But to say Imantas 5 do have the early game team composition. They want to put the pressure on early and just snowball the game from there.
And we, well, what we have here is that pretty much bot lane is the only lane which is even for now. Everything will change once we get 6, and we already have 6. So Sejuani is pathing bot side, but she's been seen by the ward now. I think Sejuani will just.
But there is a dive on the top lane. Gangplank does get dive by the Gnar and Evelyn. Now Evelyn just coming in to say hi. Gnar didn't really need her there. He almost killed Gangplank himself, but they do get the assist, and now are going for the first blood turret on the top side.
And they will get it. Nothing that Gangplank can do in this situation. He's already all 3. Losing the first turret, Gnar will be able, I can just say that Gnar will probably take over the game in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
And now he has more free time to roam around and help other lanes go get ahead. And now he is actually pretty tanky, so that they could do the 3-man dives in the bot lane. But as we can see, Public Enemy don't want to just lay down and give everything to Imantas 5. They do take the Drake for themselves.
Yeah, but that is not the most optimal Drake they would want. And Gangplank dived again. The taunt does not connect, and Gangplank flashes away. So, well, he survives. He lives for another day. But yeah, he really needs to farm up. He will have the Trinity Falls soon enough. But already 3k gold lead in 10 minutes. And we are waiting for the first items to be finished. Gnar already has his black cleaver, so that's a big tell that Gnar will probably go to try to snowball other lanes now, once he has finished his.
Yeah, now slowly Public Enemy have tried to slow down the game, farm up, and we can see the Gnar is in the middle and now maybe looking for a play there. But TF did recall, so it does seem it will be a free turret, but Gangplank does ult to stop that from happening.
And they might get it regardless, and they will just back off when the turret doesn't have much health left, around 200. So next time Echo pushes in, he might go for the turret, for the finisher. Echo jumps in, playing aggressive as always, and well, that's what he has to do. He just has to keep up the pressure. Now Public Enemy all have jumped, and Sejuani all hits into the Braum ult. The Transcendence is not going to connect. It does on the Varus. Varus will survive. TF ult will catch out the Evelyn, and will Evelyn get out of this? She has no flash, and Echo will just stun. Gnar joins the party, and well, 4 people in bot lane would be 5, but Tarek fell short, and they're just flashing in. And two man Gnar ultimate. Echo goes in for the kill under the turret now. Only Gangplank and Tristana survives this. And Tristana should seriously just back up because it's not a fight she can take. Gangplank really aggressive, really confident in his ability already. Well, he doesn't have the Trinity Falls yet. And the second turret for Imantas 5, so a great showing so far from team from Latvia.
Yeah, really now getting almost all of the tier 1 turrets. They have to blow a little bit of wind for the mid lane turret for it to fall. It's really low on the health, but now we can see that the lanes have swapped. Now the bot lane is going topside to get pressure the Rift Herald, as the top laners are now bot to help and assist them if needed with their teleports.
And we can see that the next Drake is going to be the Cloud Drake as well. So maybe Drakes won't be the influential factor in these games, but yeah. As you mentioned, Rift Herald is the next objective. Mid lane will fall soon enough for Public Enemy. And they are all going topside. Sejuani looking for an engage, not going to find it. Does not have ultimate yet.
Yeah, she still had a little bit of time on the ultimate, so she couldn't use it right there. Echo did finish off the mid lane turret, and now the map has opened up for Imantas 5.
Well, at least Gangplank has his first item, but in all seriousness, what do you think? What does Public Enemy needs to do, and what can they do to win this game?
Well, they just have to stay out the game as much as they can. I think that Tristana and GP build dish out a lot of damage in the late game, but they have to get there. Now they have the peak potential with the Twisted Fate, so that is one of their biggest tools, I believe, to come back into the game is going to be that Twisted Fate ultimate.
And Echo just jumping into three people, not giving a damn. And well, Evelyn goes in, and Evelyn just kills the Tristana, bursts her down in a matter of seconds. Now gets the taunt on the Braum. Braum's going to flash away, but that does not matter. Echo picks up Braum. Now he still has his ultimate. Will TF walk into it? Echo is going to save it, tanks the turret. Now Evelyn falls. Echo ults away, but it's going to be rough on him to escape from this. Taric ult goes down, and it's going to proc, so Echo survives. And well, now Gnar is in trouble. Gnar is surely going to fall, and he does. They are looking for more. They're looking for comeback. Varasalt hits the TF. Gangplank is dead, and the stopwatch did not save the Twisted Fate in this case.
Now the start for the team fight looked so promising. The Public Enemy looked like they had found the opening that they needed to start punishing Imantas 5 for their plays.
And it looks like Imantas 5 is overstaying because Taric and Tristana is caught out. Double kill for Tristana, and this should be a free Rift Herald for Public Enemy.
Yeah, now both of the teams just trying to do more than they should. If they would have just backed off, it would have been much cleaner. They have really no reason to stay there. Maybe the Warriors needed a little bit of gold to finish off the renowned Hurricane, but even though I feel like that was unnecessary for them to stay there.
Yeah, and now Tristana is getting stronger. These free kills will surely assist her in the damage department. Now, once she hits 3 items, she's going to be pretty annoying, because Varus will not be able to match the attack range of Tristana in any point of the game. And well, it's going to be up to the mechanics of Frexy to carry this game.
Yeah, well, now right now, I feel like Imantas 5 just want to slow it down a bit and go for the 1-3-1 with the Gnar in the top lane and Echo bots, and just try to start pushing all the lanes, because Echo cannot be stopped by anyone right now, and I feel like Gnar can't really be stopped too.
Gnar definitely cannot be stopped. Gnar can probably 1v2. Same for Echo. Echo looking for an opening on a Gangplank. Gangplank is far away already. Does not want any of that. And yeah, they have a great split push combo. TF ults in. Nar had to use the flash and he goes back in. What is he doing? And well, it seems like everything's under control. 3 Braum stacks and well, walks away.
And now they're just buying time so Echo can try to 1v1 the...
And Mega Gnang comes in, double ult from Nar, hits them in the turret. Evelyn gets the true stun, and now Echo stun, beautiful Echo stun, going to get the Braum. Now they're going further, double kill for Varus, and those are 3 kills for Imantas 5, so showing what they can bring to the table if Public Enemy oversteps their line.
Yeah, we can see that Imantas 5 are now 6k gold ahead of Public Enemy. Now, how do you think Public Enemy can come back into this game?
Well, in this game I think they just need to give everything to Tristana and Gangplank. Twisted Fate will not be a damage factor in this game. He just needs to get some CDR and utility. He just needs to stun everyone on sight. And yeah, it all depends on whether Tristana reaches the late game in this game.
So now the teams are just picking up the open objectives that are up. Baron is spawning in 35 seconds. We can see that the Public Enemy already are putting up provision around there so that they know if Imantas 5 have started it.
Yeah, it seems like that Imantas 5 have no vision in the Public Enemy's red side jungle, and maybe they're looking for an inhibitor before sending up the Baron. But, well, I kind of disagree with this play. There's no one to pick up the minions on top. They're just going to crash in the turret. Facing's going to be there soon, but, well, that is free farm and free turret damage. And now Gangplank's slowly getting to Sterex. Once he gets the second item, he'll be able to not duel Nar yet, but to be pretty close to that level.
You know, Braum has the most vision score in the game right now, just being the one that gives Public Enemy some insight on where the enemy jungle is or where the enemy actually are. But you can see that now Echo is going on Sejuani.
And gets the stun off, and Sejuani proxies her jump quite well. And in the mid lane, 3 members from both teams not actually wanting to fight. Now Imantas 5 is looking to secure some vision, going in deeper in the enemy jungle. And this Echo is just nasty. They can't stop him, they can't engage on him. And if they commit too many people for him or Nar, then it's going to be a free ban for him.
There is a fight in the middle lane. TF does come in and ults in. Now all of the Public Enemy members are really low from that fight, so they just want to back up. But Tarek does fall for Imantas 5.
And they're going to get this turret with the help of Herald. Nothing much that Public Enemy can do. And yeah, that's going to be a little bit of damage on the inhibitor turret as well. Yeah, something Imantas 5 does not want to do is getting caught off like that. The proc from Tarikal did not proc yet. So they should be a little bit more careful. They should invest more into pink wards. Everyone should have pink wards. We see that Rutsko has 3 pink wards and no more pink wards in the inventories for Imantas 5.
Yeah, now even though Imantas 5 did get caught out, they still made the situation as good as they possibly could, getting the turret in return. And now Braum is roaming top, and they might go for the Echo, but I do think that he can easily 1v2 them.
Yeah, he could just one-shot whoever comes to his way. Maybe not Sejuani anymore, but pretty close to that.
Now they're just keeping the 1-3-1 push going in. Now
And
Echo
well,
is getting
another shot at getting the Echo. He just dodges the Brahms Q, and well, he's going to recall probably some item spike. He does have 10 stacks onto the Dark Seal. Are we going to get the first Magi's in BSL this season? And that's the new item for Echo, Spellbinder. It's pretty interesting. What do you think about this item?
well, I do think it's a really nice item. As we fight is breaking out in the mid lane. Now Braum does pop his flash, and so does TF, paying a little bit of price for getting caught, and Imantas 5 might go for the Baron.
They might bait for it, in my opinion. They're looking for something now. They got Evelyn, so Evelyn sees everything. And yeah, they're just sitting in the bush, and TF ult. Now, they got the TF ult out, so that's good. Now they have a window to really bait the Baron. There is a Scrying Orb onto Tristana, but well, that's also only one Scrying Orb. Now, Imantas 5 is doing this correctly. They just bait out the vision tools from Public Enemy, and well, now they can set up for Baron, for reals.
Yeah, now that they have gotten the mid lane advantage.
And it seems like that Sejuani is getting caught out. She's looking for a fight, but yeah, both teams back off. Now, Gangplank is in a world of troubles. We'll have to run away to dodge the...
We do see a fight in the jungle. Now goes Mega. He does have flash to flash ult, but he gets knocked up
and
by
he's
the
looking
Braum.
for flash ult, but now Tristana stuns the Gnar and runs away, but Evelyn just destroys the Sejuani, finishes off with her ultimate. Now, they do not have a smite, and this should be a Baron or Baron attempt for Imantas 5.
Now Public Enemy just wants to clear out the vision and try to stop Imantas 5 from taking it, but they're just taking it so fast that they might not have enough time to react to it.
And well, they did not get the steal, but they got the Tristana. Echo stun onto Tristana. Braum gets killed as well. 8 kills for the Echo. 8 kills for the Echo, so we see which will probably be the playmaker for the team in this season. Now the top tier 2 is going to fall.
Now going for the 1v1 against the GP. Now Gangplank has some items on him, so he can kind of duel back. Echo does ult and takes down the GP, and at the same time dodges the Sejuani ult.
And the first dragon, second dragon for Imantas 5, and this one's Inferno Drake. That's everyone's favorite Drake, and it will not help Public Enemy by any chance. And Braum is getting caught out again. Fabi will secure the kill. Tristana gets ulted and deleted by Echo. And the first inhibitor falls. Evelyn once more, TF dies, and this might be the beginning of the end as Imantas 5 goes for a finish for game 1.
Yeah, Imantas 5 really having a strong showing in the first game, finishing the game in 26 minutes with 23 kills and a 13k gold lead on them. Really, right. As the Echo got picked up, I got a little bit of tingles in my tummy. I knew that it will be an interesting fight, but I didn't expect Faison to pop off so much on the Echo, going up with the perfect KDA 10.06.
Yeah, well, if Latvian teams need to worry about Lithuanian Corkis, then maybe Lithuanians need to worry about Latvian Echoes. It seems to work just fine, and we can see that actually Evelyn was the crazy one in this game, and Gnar and Echo just a little bit behind. And as predicted, bot lanes weren't a big factor in this game.
Yeah, just wanted to farm, but they were like the ones that would that the team would fall back to in the late game if they would go as long. But the game didn't go as long. Evelyn put up the pressure in the early game and just gave the lead to the top lane and the mid lane. Now the Gnar had a really nice TP play in the mid lane, where he TP'd in and got Sejuani, and we saw Sejuani failed the flash there. That must have hurt a lot. And there was one feels bad man play where when Imantas 5 were taking the Baron, Tristana wanted to jump in and ult, but the knock-up from the Baron, the testicle that comes up, actually cancelled the jump from Tristana. Yeah, cancelled the jump from Tristana, and she didn't get to go over the wall, and she just got one-shotted by Echo then.
Yeah. So what do you think? What is going to be the adaptation needed from Public Enemy to secure Game 2, to fight back against this force that we just saw was Imantas 5?
Yeah, well, what I didn't like this game is that Ekis was on the Sejuani. I think that they should put him on more of a snowball-y carry jungler like he's Kha'Zix or Nidalee, something, or Rek'Sai, I know that he plays that too, something that he can carry the team more with, because now as the team slowly started to crumble, there wasn't really much he could do to help them, and they just slowly died out and lost the game.
And with that, we will go in a slight pause, and after which will be a game between Imantas 5 and Public Enemy, but this time the sides will be switched.
The old switcheroo.
And welcome back. It's the second game between Imantas 5 and Public Enemy. This time Imantas 5 is on the red side and Public Enemy on the blue side. And it reverse, but the same bands. We got Zach, we got Camille. So what do you think?
Well, I do hope that we will see Ekes on his Nidalee. I do really want to see his Nidalee. That would really make, I feel like that would bring Public Enemy back. That would give the Public Enemy the pressure they need to carry out the games more.
And it seems like that Public Enemy does not want to deal with the Tarek anymore. Maybe it was a little bit too much to them, saved a little bit too many lives, and well, Camille and Samban on the red side. That's pretty standard if you want to walk away from the S tier top laners.
Okay, but do you think will we see the Echo ban?
Well, maybe Rontolis has something in his up in his sleeves. And yeah, no Echo ban this time, it's Tristana. So it seems like they're going to focus their strengths on the bottom side this game. And maybe we'll see the Caitlyn. Caitlyn's have been successful so far.
And so has been Echo.
And so has been Echo, but well, I believe that versus Echo there are more things you can play. Tristana is the strongest, probably the strongest champion in the game right now. And first pick Ornn for Public Enemy.
Yes, Macquarie on his Ornn, and it seems like Goduch or Chaim Frito, he is going to go with the Gunnar again.
Or maybe that's Kartus. We'll see in a moment. Zaya is hovered, and maybe that's going to be Zaya Rakan. Since they saw that Tarek and Tristana has been banned, and maybe they feel that that Public Enemy wants to go for the aggressive bottom side, they're just gonna pick the Zaya Rakan. And yeah, that we have a confirmation that it is a Rakan.
So Akali is the placeholder for Rakan, yeah?
Yeah, Akali is placeholder for Rakan.
Okay, so that's pretty strong duo in the bot lane. Zaya Rakan, that will allow them to go for, and again we can see the disconnect from Faison. Now if he would walk it in, I would be hyped, but if he most likely won't, yeah, he goes with the Gnar, so we will see the same Gnar from Godoch.
Well, maybe we'll see a different Gnar, but who knows? Maybe Godox has a different type of Gnars. He had a standard build last game, but we've seen in other regions that there have been specifically split push Gnars and then many shenanigans like that. And yeah, many jungle bans. Both teams haven't picked the jungle yet, so maybe we can see 4 jungle bans right now.
Now we do have the Alistar Ezreal to counter the Zaya Rakan bot lane. How do you feel about this matchup?
Alistar Ezreal is probably one of the best things to put against Zaya Rakan, because Alistar has 2 spells, if timed correctly, to completely negate Rakan, and Ezreal can always jump away. And Ezreal in general is really good against Zaya, because Zaya needs to get up and close, while Ezreal can just kite and use spells from afar. And yeah, we do see Sejuani Kazik's ban from the Imantas 5 side, and we get Echo ban. We get Echo ban. There will not be any echoes. And the Yasuo. They saw the Yasuo cover in the previous game, but now they don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, they just don't want to see Faison after that Echo game. They just don't want to see Faison also on the Yasuo. Now the Nidalee is open, so maybe we will see it from Ekkas, but no, Homus Monster takes Nidalee for himself. So I want to see what Ekkas has in plan against that.
Maybe we will see Lee Sin or something like that, or something something more safe like Skarner. We get Odir as well, and yeah, Rek'Sai is not seen in solo queue often, but it's a pretty common pick in the competitive scene, especially in the second tier competitive scene, if you can call that. If you go into scrims with the team for like 10 games, they're gonna pick Rek'Sai at least once, if not at least, and if not like 8 of those 10 times.
Yeah.
And Zoe is open now. Will Faison bring on his Zoe against the Victor? That's going to be interesting. Zoe has went through a lot of bans, and maybe Faison wants to show what the Latvian Corki can do. And last second Zed ban. Last second Zed pick, not Zen bad.
Yeah.
Zed pick. Now Faison is known for his assassin plays, and it's going to be a Ruzi. So
I can't wait to see what Faison will do against Victor with the Zed. Now, we usually see, when I've seen Faison, he usually plays either he plays the Yasuo, or he would play the LeBlanc, he would play the Fizz. He would always go for the assassins in the mid lane, and he really preferred those type of champs more than the control mages.
And yeah, Zed versus Victor, it's a pretty interesting matchup. You don't see that every day, because both Zed and Victor, Victor, the problem with Victor is why we don't see it often. In this patch it's going to change because of the new build, but Victor has usually been a bad pick in the recent half a year because of his back timings. He has the worst back timings of all the mid laners, at least the mages. He has to wait for his Hextech upgrades, and now we will see how he can match with versus the Zed. Will he rush the Iceborne Gauntlet and go with the Fleet Footwork? Well,
yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
And that we will see that right after a small break while the players load in and get ready for the game.
Welcome back, and the game 2 between Imantas 5 and Public Enemy is already almost ready, we're almost in the game. What do you think? What are we going to see from Imantas 5 and the last pick Z?
Now, I feel like they have something similar to what they had in the last game. They have the Z mid lane that is something like the Echo. It's not too far off. It's the idea is still like the same. Now we have the Needle in the jungle that also is something like the Evelyn. I feel like they have almost the same comp with just the different champions. Now the only thing that is different is the bot lane. They don't have the Tarek anymore. They have Rakan. So I still see that they would go for the 1-3-1 with the Gnar top and the Zed bot lane, and just Zyro Khan and Nidalee mid lane pushing in, and they still want to go with the 1-3-1.
And so it seems like the game starts now. And yeah, let's go into the second game between Public Enemy and Imantas 5. And well, let's see what these teams decide to do on level 1. Will we see any invades? I think we will already. People grouping up from the Imantas 5 side. They got the Rakan, they got the CC early. And well, it seems like that they're going to face check. Israel drops a Mystic shot, gets hit by Nidalee, a spear. They're closing in. Israel gets to flash out and dropping really low under the tier 1 turret.
Yeah, now Rakan did use his flash to waste the Ezreal's flash, so I feel like that's a win-win. Now in the end, Rek'Sai did get the ward, so they will know where Nidalee is at what point. But still, I feel like getting the Ezreal's flash was really big. Now he has a little bit of less escape tools and is a bit easier to gank.
Yeah, and again in both games, junglers are not matching. They are not matching. In the previous game, we saw that both junglers needed the help from their bot lane. Now here, Public Enemy starts from both teams start from the blue, so Rek'Sai will be able to help bot lane first in case it's needed.
Yeah, maybe they are going to look for a fast level 3 gank on the bot lane and just try to cheese like that. But as we see, there is a ward on the red buff, so they will know when Rek'Sai starts hits red.
And well, the ward times out. Both wards will time out, but both teams know where the opposite jungler is, approximately. There are some cheesy things you can do, maybe a level 2 gank mid, but not in this game. Now, on top, it's going to be a palm fest. Gnar will try to poke out the Ornn, and Ornn will try to poke out the Gnar, if Gnar does not keep his distance. Now we can see already a small freeze on the top side by Gnar. Maybe waiting for a jungle gank from Nidalee. And threatening for gank, and Ornn will have to play safe.
Now we can see that Rek'Sai is bot lane, and he's going to go on the bot lane. Now Zaya just does flash, but Ritzko does not have his flash because he used it before, and Ritzko does fall. Zaya does use both of her summoners, and Ritzko uses the ignite, but does fall in the end.
And this is the first blood for Israel, and Israel on the mid lane. Nidalee diving the victor. Zed poked him out, and now Nidalee secured the kill. There's a ward play between Nidalee and Rek'Sai, and it seems like Rek'Sai will be able to catch up to Nidalee. No, Nidalee just jumps over the wall and will be safe. Now, in this game, we already see that the first dragon is Infernal Drake. So probably both teams will look to actively secure vision around it in case, well, both of the junglers can take it solo, so both of the teams need to put some vision down there.
Yeah, now we can see that basically the same that happened the last game is happening right now, except that the bot lane actually got the kill. Now I really do enjoy that we now have the Rek'Sai and not the Sejuani, and as we can see that
and they have the vision of him. They get the stun onto Xayah, and it seems like that Xayah is going to fall. So yeah, Xayah falls. Will Rakan survive? Rakan gets knocked up, and that is going to be 2 kills for Public Enemy already. And what are they doing? They had the vision in the Tribush. They just didn't expect Rek'Sai to actually go in.
And I really like the pressure that Rek'Sai is putting up. I wish I would have seen more of that last game, but we did not. But at least this game, the Rek'Sai Ekes is really coming in strong and trying to get the leads for his team.
Well, Nidalee is trying to find something in the top side. Will ward and maybe steal some camps on the blue side jungle. Well, Ornn and Gnar are just duking it out. Actually, Gnar is losing this trade. He does not have the ability to get items while being in lane. Where if he stays too long, he will lose out in long run versus the Ornn. And in the jungle we see a fight between Rek'Sai and Nidalee. Rek'Sai still has flash, Nidalee jumps away, and the same as in the first time. Well, I feel like Rek'Sai should have committed with the flash and maybe knocked Nidalee mid-air while Nidalee is jumping and completely ruining her escape.
Yeah, but Nidalee did have the slick escape, stealing the big wolf and then just falling back. But Rek'Sai now is a bit mad about that, so he comes and steals the small raptors, but leaves the big raptor for Nidalee to take.
And these couple of kills on the bottom side has been pretty massive, because Ezreal is the one that usually needs to scale, but if you get a tier in like minute 3, you'll be able to reach your power spec sooner. And well, I don't know that there's anything that the bot lane from Imantas 5 can do at this stage of the game.
Yeah, and Gnar and Ornn, just 2 tanks fighting each other, not really getting any advantages, just using their cooldowns on each other and just backing off the farm again.
Well, but sooner or later, oh, Gnar gets low, Ornn ultimates, Gnar flashes away, the ultimate lands, but it's going to be the end of that.
Yeah, Ornn didn't have the mana to keep chasing and keep fighting, but if he would have had the mana, he would most likely have flash ignited and finished off Gnar.
Yeah, and well, Rek'Sai going in bottom again. Nidalee will try to match it, taking the blue. Rek'Sai just sits on the ward, so Fabi and Rutsko can just back away. And Nidalee is near, looking for the Skull Crown. Maybe we'll try to solo the Drake, although, yeah, she has the pink ward. She might go for it, but in order for her to do that, she needs the bottom lane to be pushing, and they cannot push versus tier Ezreal, which is really concerning, because when Ezreal gets tier, that's the weakest point of his lane, but if he can uphold his dominance, then it's looking pretty grim.
Now we will just have to hope that Zed will get fed enough and have the lead, so that he could pop the Ezreal and then just take in the team fight without Ezreal bothering him too much.
And well, so far in the mid lane it's been pretty quiet, except for that 1 kill onto Victor, which Nidalee secured. But after that, Nidalee has tried to secure some vision, has tried to be a little bit of a nuisance in the jungle. Will probably meet the Rek'Sai, or maybe they're looking for a dive. And Rek'Sai notices Nidalee. Victor is there. Will Nidalee run away? Nidalee gets knocked up. Both go over with the blast plant. There's a teleport from the Ornn, and Italy really low, gets popped by the Rek'Sai. Now Ornn comes in to help him out. Zed ults in. Zed will secure the kill on the Rek'Sai. And well, Megagnar soon, he has the ultimate. Now will he go in or will he try to run away? He does have to run away. And on the bot side, another fight. Flashes burned everywhere. Xayah flashes in, gets the kill onto Ezreal. Now Alistar on a road of pain, but he will go away, and a lot of fights. Well, 2 skirmishes on both sides of the map.
Yeah, and the top side, it was pretty even. They traded, they got 2 kills, they got Gnar and Nidalee, and just Rek'Sai died.
And Victor just deleted in the mid lane.
Yeah, this is the problem that Public Enemy will have, is that Zed can one-shot the enemy, Nidalee can one-shot the enemy.
And Zed gets killed by the Rek'Sai, so both junglers killing the mid laners with an ease. Now that's something you have to look out for. Maybe the matchup isn't the mid laners, maybe the matchup is the junglers after all.
Yeah, both of the junglers putting a lot of pressure on the map. We are seeing excellent plays from both of them. Rek'Sai is now 3-1 and 2. The Nidalee is 2-1-1. Now in the gold wise, the Rek'Sai is ahead, only 300 gold, so not too much. But both of them are just really for now, they are the stars of this game.
And we can see the Gnar pick not working out yet, but well, Gnar scales with levels quite well. But yeah, Ornn with being able to craft the items on lane really outpaces the Gnar, and we can see a sneaky Rek'Sai gank from the top side. Well, will Gnar jump in? He probably won't. He maybe senses that something isn't right. And yeah, well, Rek'Sai will spend some time there. Nothing else for Rek'Sai to do at this stage of the game. So maybe patience will pay out.
Now Rek'Sai is still waiting there, and now goes out, but misses the knockup. But
they're going in with the Gnar ult, with Ornn ult onto Gnar. Gets stunned by the turret, on the turret. And yeah, Gnar falls, and it's a completely different game than game 1.
Yeah, misses the knockup, but that does not matter because you have the Ornn ult, and it's pretty hard to not hit the Ornn ult. It's a really big skill shot, so just going back to that to secure the kill.
And yeah, meanwhile, Public Enemy will, well, Imantas 5 will answer with the Infernal Drake, which is a reasonable trade, although the first turret, well, the turret damage is definitely on the Public Enemy's side, well, in favor of Public Enemy's side.
Well, what do you think? Which team comp scales better for late game?
Scaling wise, it's definitely Public Enemy, but I think that it won't come down to scaling, it will come down to individual plays, and that's what I want to see from this game. And on the top side, there's a fight Gnar really low, gets the drop, the Zed ultimates the Rek'Sai, but well, Rek'Sai with the double kill will fall to the Zed's ignite, and well, that looks pretty grim, and that might as well be the first turret of the game on the top side. Victor and Ornn will pick it up. Nidalee on the bot side looking for a flank. Alistar goes in. Rakan ults, and well, Ezreal stopwatches, he surely will fall, and now Alistar with the ultimate will be able to run away. Knocks in Nidalee in the third range, and maybe he stood for too long because Nidalee jumps in, Alistar flashes, and Nidalee will secure the kill on the Alistar.
Really?
And there's a teleport from Ornn, so a lot of action happening. Ornn has ult, he will ult now. Who does he hit? He's going to focus the Xayah, and Xayah falls.
Now a lot of plays happening at once. Both of the teams just want to equalize the lead and not let the other team go too much ahead. Now at the start, at the start, Imantas 5 had a really good gank by Italy, but then it just also it started to fall apart. But then again, they collected the pieces and put them together, and in the end, they came out as the victors.
Well, Public Enemy does have a slight gold advantage, something around, well, 2k gold, 2000 gold lead for the Public Enemy, and it's up to them to decide what to do next because they're in the driver's seat right now.
The game now is pretty slow. Everybody's still staying in their lanes. Not too much roams coming up. Both of the teams are now taking a breather after all that action that they just went through. But right now, with the scaling comp, Public Enemy do have the gold lead. 3k gold. That's not that's a pretty big lead, but it's not as big because Imantas 5 do have the Infernal Drake, so that diminishes a little bit of the lead because they get the bonus attack damage and
Zed looking to go down. Will he commit to this? Public Enemy had the vision, so they backed up early, and no kills for the Zed, which is what Public Enemy needs to look for. They absolutely must not feed the Zed in this game, and if they manage to do that, if they manage to not give kills to Zed, it should be a victory for them, because that's most likely the biggest winning condition for Imantas 5 team comp.
Now in the bottom we can see.
And Raken Alsta knocks him away. Raken gets a knock up under the Ezreal, and double kill for Homeless, Bronze 2 Smurf. So Homeless with 5 kills already. That is something.
Yeah, he's doing all that he can to keep his team in the game, just trying to get the ganks, put the pressure on, and not allow Public Enemy just to snowball and get out of control.
And yeah, because of that gank from Italy, they got the bottom tier 1 turret. Now they can roam Italy looking for something in the mid lane. Spear is not going to land, and well, both teams, it seems like both teams will just reset. And Rek'Sai gone on to Gnar. Gnar still has the jump and will save it.
Does not, Orn does not continue with the fight, and Rek'Sai.
And they might catch out the Gnar on top side. Rek'Sai knocks the Gnar up. Orn hits the wall and hits the Gnar, and with the ultimate they secure the Gnar. So pretty smart play from Public Enemy top lane and jungle players, Smackler and Ekkas. That was some next level thinking there. And Zed gets the kill. Zed gets the solo kill onto Victor. That should not happen. Alsta gets super low by 1 spear, and Fabi will connect the dots and kill the Alsta. Now Nidalee going for another one. And yeah, this game just turned around in a moment, in a second. Like,
yeah, it just took a 180 out of nowhere. Zed now is really strong, got some of the kills. Italy's still doing.
And Raken going in. Orn's going to delay them for a while. And Zaya out, not doing much, just zoning them off from the turret.
Now there is the Ocean Drake up, but it does not seem Imantas 5 is interested in that. Maybe Public Enemy will pick it up, as they do not have too much objectives they could get right now, because nobody will be able to rotate fast enough to help Victor take the mid lane turret, and they do not have the waves really and the people to take the bot lane tier 1 or the top lane tier 2.
And yeah, for Imantas 5, the bot and top swap the lanes. This is super advantageous for Gnar, as he is really behind and he needs all the farm in the world to get to his core items, where he can start being a bully to Orn. So, because in this matchup there's a point where the abuse is switched, like from one champion abusing the other to the opposite. And well, there's going to be Ezreal on the bot side matching the Gnar, so Ornn will probably look for plays. They got the middle third with the Herald. And well, let's see Ornn on the top side, still pushing into tier 2. Looking for someone to send to top to clear the waves, and it's going to be Xayah this time. And Rakan, well, Rakan's always with Xayah.
Rek'Sai picking up the red buff. Ezreal having the Iceborne Fountain does not really need the red buff to heal for himself. And Nidalee does get caught out by the Rek'Sai, gets popped. And now they can go for the Drake, but Faison is sitting in the bush.
Yeah, he might catch out Victor, and it seems like he will. He just deletes the Victor. Deathmatch coming down. He still has flash. He flashes away the Rek'Sai ultimate. That's huge, but Ezreal is going to pick up with the Arcane Barrage. Arcane Barrage. So, yeah, Ocean Drake will go for Public Enemy. That is pretty good for their comp, because Ezreal always needs mana, Victor always needs mana, Ornn also doesn't have any mana regen, so Ocean Drake actually is probably more profitable for them than, for example, Mountain Drake. And yeah, Ezreal gets the tier 1 on bot side, and the game is just switching sides every other minute. Now, Public Enemy got back a tiny bit of gold lead after the big fumble in mid lane. Now, back to 1k lead for Public Enemy.
Now, as the Baron has spawned, both of the teams will start to pressure that, just try to clear wards and place their own, start the little ward vision game that the teams usually have around the 20 minutes around the Baron, and just keep pushing in mid lane so that they can easily roam to Baron and just threaten it.
And well,
and now
Xayah pushing really deep with the Nidalee, going for the tier 2. Zed is going to fall on the top side, and yeah, the tier 2 falls, so they trade the tier 2 for 1 Zed. Now that is a questionable decision. Some rumble in the jungle by the Nidalee versus Ornn,
but Public Enemy are going for the Baron right now.
Yeah, they're starting it now, and it seems like that Imantas 5 have noticed that they're trying to stop it, but all 5 members from Public Enemy are going to be there. Ornn is ulting in, and will Nidalee get a steal here? Ornn ult comes down, Rakan ults, taunts everyone. Now Nidalee falls, and the Baron is going for Public Enemy. Now Fabi is kiting, getting a kill, getting double kill, going in further 1v2, gets the snare on the Victor. Now Gnar comes in to help her kite. Zed coming back from base. Now will he be in time? He will not. Now 2 for 2 after the Baron. Now the Baron did go to Public Enemy, so big win for them, but now it's on them to use this Baron and increase their lead and get some turrets. They do not have many turrets though left.
Yeah, now we can see that Imantas 5 is just going with that 1-3-1 playstyle right now. Zed going up top, but I do think that Ornn has an easy time just matching the Zed and just pushing the waves and not allowing him to split push.
Yeah, there's nothing that Zed can do versus the Ornn. Ornn has opted in into armor and building more items on the way, gets the Warmax, so I don't know if Zed will ever be able to 1v1 Ornn. And on mid lane, Public Enemy is pushing forward, getting some vision, and will we see a fight here? Now Rek'Sai is on bottom side, Rexa is bottom side and everyone's pathing to bot side. Tons of minions there, buffed up by Baron. And well, Nidalee is going top. She's on a ward though, so Ornn does know. Will try to stop the back. Nidalee goes in, drops Ornn's health to half. Now Zed tries to catch up. Will he be able to reach the ult range? Nidalee flashes, Ornn falls from Zed, but Public Enemy meanwhile pushing bottom lane, getting the inhibitor turret. Gnar falls. Rek'Sai knock up onto 2 members. Now inhibitor surely going to fall. And they did not get the inhibitor yet because Nidalee and Zed are pretty strong. They do not want to face that. Now Ezreal flashes away from the Rakan knock up, and well, Public Enemy just got 2 turrets and 1 really important turret. Now Ornn could easily go bottom side. He will have ultimate in just a bit, and next Drake is going to be Infernal Drake. So will Imantas 5 be able to secure their second Infernal Drake? A big task ahead of them. They do not have any vision in that area. And yeah, the last recalls before what could be possibly the last fight of the game. Both teams seem to be really bloodthirsty. And Rek'Sai gone on to Zed on the bottom side. He he decides not to at the correct time. Maybe he had second thoughts. So, he saw that Zed is on equal levels. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, now the thing is that Imantas 5's plan was to have Gnar and Zed be the ones split pushing and just getting the Public Enemy's attention on the side lanes, while the 3 people in mid would be able to push in and try to get some turrets and just play the macro game and have the communication where, and if somebody is missing, they would just back off and so on. But the problem was that neither Gnar or Zed was far ahead enough to be able to split push, and Ornn and then Rek'Sai both were able to just win their lanes, and Rek'Sai was able to win a lot of fights for the team. And just now both of them are so ahead that neither Gnar nor Zed can actually match them and stay in the lane.
And we can see a free Infernal Drake for Public Enemy looking to get that inhibitor on bottom side, which is almost regioned up, and Zed is in the bush trying to look for things. He is almost caught off. No vision there, people just face checking with the skill shots. That's good, that's good.
Checking the bushes?
Checking the bushes. No, they need to ward it if they truly want to catch someone out.
Now, Gnar is coming to help the team defend the inhibitor, so Ornn has a free turret to take.
Well, Rek'Sai going aggressive, knocking out the Nidalee. Nidalee gets knocked up by Alistar. Nidalee is going to fall. Hafting secures the kill. Ornn ults. Ornn teleports in the bot lane. And well, this is an inhibitor for sure. Maybe they will push forward. And well, Nidalee caught out. Gnar is mega. Well, they try to look for something.
While Public Enemy is taking the inhibitor, Rek'Sai is already prepping mid lane and so that they could keep the push and keep the pressure up.
Well, Gnar gets knocked up, double knock up. Ornn comes in, Rakan's trying to stop them. Everyone's really low. Payson gets the kill onto Rek'Sai. Payson still trying to survive. Frexy will hunt him down, and that's double kill for Israel. Alistar jumps in with the flash, but team was not able to follow up. Fabi tries to clean up the house. And well, people really low. Fabi still full health, doesn't have ultimate, but does have flash if he decides to go in really aggressively. But for now, the action is over because both teams saw that Baron's about to come up.
Yeah, they just want to put the vision around Baron again, clear the enemy's vision, reset, get their items, get their health, buy their potions, and go back to the Baron and start pressuring that. Maybe baiting in Imantas 5 into a Baron fight that they do not want to take, and just waiting for the bot lane's minions to rush into the base.
Well, as you can see, Gnar does have teleport, so he can freely stay on the bottom side, try to clear these super minions, maybe even try to push a little bit, but he doesn't have much time. He's only half health, and he will need to base before any major fight, and he does now. Now Ekka's on the top side, taking all the farm, and well, he will set up the top wave for a push at this moment. They will not try to start a slow push or anything.
You can see that that Xayah used her QE combo to aggro the Baron so that Victor cannot clear the wards as easily without taking any damage.
Well, will Xayah get the red buff? That's the question for today. And Good Guy Nidalee will give the red buff at 30 minutes into the game.
Now all the players are at the Baron pit. Everybody is just staring each other down, waiting for someone to make the first move so that they can react. And bot lane, meanwhile, is pushing into Imantas 5 bot lane. So Imantas 5 want to look for a fight, but Gnar does go bot lane to take care of the wave. So this might be the opportunity for Public Enemy to take the Baron.
And the Baron is started by the Public Enemy. And yeah, it's up to Imantas 5 to go in now. Xayah's on top side, Zed's in mid, so it's going to be up to Nidalee's steal, which is probably not going to go that way. And there's a big ultimate from Rakan, knocking up 2 people. Everyone's living. Blue side secures the Baron, second Baron of the game, goes to Public Enemy. And, well, that's in trade of Alistar. I would trade that any time of the day. Now, super minions in the base, but Imantas 5 will be able to clear them out with an ease. And the inhibitor is about to come up. That's good news, but they will be waiting for another push, another Baron push.
Yeah, Victor and Ornn already in the top lane, trapping the waves. Victor is backing. He has enough gold for his last item. Oh no, wait. His second last item.
His second last item now. Yeah, Ornn, and that's another thing we didn't mention yet. The late game will most likely always go to the Ornn's team, because the Ornn item upgrades, which in more cases than not are enough to sway the ultra late game. But we are only 32 minutes in. Public Enemy 5k ahead, looking to increase the lead or finish the game, pushing down to tier 2. And Gnar is slowly going to assist his team. 1 or 2 more waves of super minions. Yeah, this is the last wave of super minions on the bottom side, but Public Enemy is looking to get all the inhibitors. They just want all of it.
Yeah, Imantas 5 have to make that one desperate play to save the game, try to stall it out and keep the game going so that they could, after that, try and come back in this game.
Yeah, Rexa is super strong, Ornn super strong, Ezreal getting pulled down a lot, and always going in, double knockup from Rutsko, and what is happening? That's going to be an ace for Imantas 5. Oh no, Rexa is still up, Rexa full health, but 4 kills for Imantas 5 in a sliver of a moment.
Yeah, that was the play they were looking for, just getting them all bunched up. Rutsko really with a really nice engage, getting them all with his ultimate and knocking them up. Nidalee, of course, starting the play, hit the spear onto Victor, popping in and then going Zhonya's instantly, allowing the team to fall off.
And yeah, Public Enemy just not respecting the poke, the slight poke that Mans 5 can put out, but can you call it a slight if they just got wiped?
Yeah, now we can see that Imantas 5 want to reset, while Public Enemy now just want to go and push in all the lanes and start the pressure up again.
And it's the Cloud Drake in 34 minutes, and after 6 minutes at 40-20, there's going to be the Elder Drake spawn. Rek'Sai looking for Gnar. The knockup does not connect. Gnar in worlds of trouble, has flash though, so he'll be able to get away. But what is this? It seems like that the Imantas 5 team is split in half. We get Nidalee and Xayah. But do Public Enemy know that they're dead? And they do not. Rek'Sai gets deleted by the Nidalee. Arnold comes in to slow things down. Zed is looking for someone to ult. He did ult someone. Cooldowns. And yeah. On the bottom side, they are getting closed in. Asta is surely to fall. And what can Imantas 5 do with this? They are 5v2 versus On and Victor.
Now it does seem that they are going to be able to take, in the minimum, at least the bot lane inhibitor, but I do think if they can just keep Victor away from the minion waves, they can actually end the game.
Well, it's going to be a tall task. Rek'Sai and Israel about to come up. Ornn will have ultimate, Victor has ultimate, and now Imantas 5 does the right thing and just backs off. They will reset. And well, that's a great defense from Imantas 5 versus the Baron buff team.
Yeah. Now Public Enemy are the ones who need that desperate play to come back into the game. They have lost all the momentum that they had, all the pressure that they had on the map is lost now. They are the ones who have to slow it down a bit, take care of their minion waves, and try to protect their base as well as they can.
Will Imantas 5 be able to take the tier 1 turret on the top side? 36 minutes in the game. Ornn is going there, so probably not. But well, Ornn will back off because he doesn't want to get dove. It's pretty scary. So yeah. Top is the most logical place to go. 3 turrets plus an inhibitor, that would be great for Imantas 5. Baron's coming up in a minute. So they are getting some vision in. They're getting some vision in, and Public Enemy desperately needs to get a pick. They need to get a pick.
Imantas 5 just keep pushing the lane. Public Enemy have a hard time clearing the minions, and now it does seem that Imantas 5 just want to go for the Baron, clearing all the vision that they can, pushing all the minions in, so that Public Enemy have to clear those before they can check and ward the Baron.
Now they got the vision, but they are backing 30 seconds before Baron. Public Enemy should be able to secure some vision or fight back for it, but they do not know that Imantas 5 have back. That's why it's pretty clear to control the area with wards and clearing wards. And Warren is trying to clear the minions in the bottom lane before the Baron spawns. Ornn does have ultimate, and teleport, so he can just chill on the bot side for now. And Imantas 5 immediately starting off the Baron buff, and this is the 3rd Baron buff in this game, but the first one to go to Imantas 5. So the gold lead now is 2k in the Imantas 5 favor. It does not really matter in almost 40th minute of the game, but it means progress. It means progress. Xayah is on full items, Nidalee is on full items, so they are ready to fight. And we got
we had Homeless Master disconnect for a moment, so they paused the game, but now we are back. And
Zaya Rakan gets engaged on, almost dropping, and Israel gets Rakan. Israel gets Rakan. So it seems like that we just saw the loss of momentum, but Nidalee is still strong. Zaya gets engaged on. Will try to run away. Ornov comes in, hits 3 targets, but no one to follow up to. Nidalee needs to flash away. Everyone's super low. Ezreal will not try to jump in with Arcane Shift, but middle inhibitor already live. Bottom one will be soon. And now, yeah, the next Drake is going to be the Elder Drake in 55 seconds. Now that's the next big objective. Both teams have 2 Drakes to supplement their Elder buff. Now, this game is getting more and more tense.
Well, yeah, now both of the teams have equal chances of winning the game. It's just going to come down to one team fight. Just that one team fight. Whichever team wins that fight, they win the game. I can feel how tense the players are right now. It's just so insane. It's like you make one mistake and you lose the game for your team.
And this is a big one to lose, because people want to start the season on a great start. They do not want to fumble it because of one mistake in like 40 minutes into the game. And Elder Drake has been started. Now let's see what Public Enemy does. They are going in, and Imantas 5 secures the Drake. Ornal comes in, and they have to get away. They have to run away. Public Enemy slowly dying. Gnar gets the stun onto Ezreal with the flash, double kill for Zaya. Meanwhile, Rek'Sai takes down the Zed, and well, 3 members versus 4 members with Elder buff. Now, will Public Enemy be able to finish the game with Elder and Baron buff? Now, let's see. They are pushing forward, pushing for the Nexus turrets.
Public Enemy aren't really putting up any resistance. Imantas 5 are just burning the turrets down.
And that's a knock-up onto Zaya. Rek'Sai is going to fall, so 2 members left, or really low, will be able to back off. No Nexus turrets, they're hitting the Nexus, and it seems like that it's going to be a 2-0 for Imantas 5.
The comeback in the end. I really thought that Imantas 5 would lose right at the end, where they were, where Rek'Sai was in the middle lane and the 4 of them were top. I thought actually that 2 minutes and Imantas 5 will lose, but then the big play from Homeless and Rutsko, the 2 of them just carrying out that team fight, winning that team fight for the team, and then they just took the game in their own hands and finished it off. And wow, I'm just shocked that Imantas 5 managed to do it. Now looking at the damage graphs, we see that Zaya did, as Freak would say, tons of damage in this game, going 42k, 10k more than the next damage, the second most damage that was Nidalee on their team.
And this game was not impacted by the mid laners at all. I feel like we didn't see anything big from Victor, and Zed had I would say unlucky early game. Rek'Sai deleted him a couple of times, but well, he managed to stay relevant and be an asset to their team, not a reliability. So yeah, I would say that this game was fully jungle focused. The junglers decided what happened in the end. Homeless did go for the hero play, flashed into the enemy team and got the comeback rolling. And yeah, this was a pretty big game.
Yeah, both of the junglers making big plays to keep their teams into the game, and just Yeah, it must be hard for Public Enemy right now. They were so close to winning the second game, but it just didn't work out in the end.
And yeah, this this was the end of day 2. Yeah, day 2, and as we can see, 3 games already this week have been played, 3 matches. Vegan Unit 4 versus Team Conflict Gaming. Team Conflict Gaming did get a 2-0 over Vegan Unit 4, and today we saw Keep Yourself Alive get a 2-0 over Surreal Gaming, and now Imantas 5 getting a 2-0. So a lot of 2-0s so far. And on Friday, what's going to be on Friday?
Yeah, on Friday we will see Falcon eSports versus Team Solamata and NACL versus Iron Wolves. Now, I believe that on Friday, Falcon eSports versus Team Solamata, I feel like that will be an interesting match. I won't say my predictions. I don't know who will win yet. I am fanning for the Falcon eSports squad, of course, but I don't really know which of the teams will win. And to close out the season, we will see Iron Wolves, that right now I would say is the top team in the Baltic States, play against the NACL squad.
And well,
of course, now the stream has ended. This was our last game today. But tomorrow we will have our CSGO day where we will play CSGO matches, and could we get the games that we will see tomorrow for CSGO?
we cannot get the games yet, but tune in tomorrow for CSGO action. It's gonna be great. It's always great with Envy and Gekons, and well, it's gonna start at 7 p.m. same as today. League started. And yeah, stick around, BESL for the win.
I can never forgive Lattelecom for murdering our mother.
I've been cooperating, you're just not listening.
You're not listening to me.
Pasaules top seriāli. Skaties visas sezonas uzreiz visos tavos ekrānos. Shortcut films. Tikai €6 mēnesī. Shortcut. Tu redzēsi.